Hi, and welcome to this vocabulary lesson because we are going to look at synonyms, collocations in context, and words that belong in the word family. I hope you'll stick around with me every single day, learn these 3,000 words with me. Although. Although is a conjunction, and it's mainly used to contrast or to concede or to show an unexpected result. It's similar to though or even though. Although is a discourse marker. When you see it, you know to expect some kind of a contrast. This is a reading strategy. If you see the word although, you're going to be looking for a contrast that will help you understand the meaning of the words that are around it. Some synonyms for although are while, but, as, or though. Some others might be notwithstanding, albeit, or whereas. So you can use although followed by an unexpected fact. For example, although she was tired, that's a dependent clause, comma, she finished her homework. So these are two different things, right? This clause has she's tired. This clause has she finished her homework. We can change this although to be in spite of the fact that she was tired. She finished her homework. So we could change it a little bit. This means she was tired, so you might expect her to not finish her homework. However, she did. So you see, although connects us to a contrast. Although she was tired is a dependent clause, and it can't stand alone. We can change these. For example, we can say she finished her homework, although, okay. So we could say this, although as a native speaker, I would probably put the although clause at the front with a comma, and I just did that when I was explaining this. If you put it second, you would not have a comma, but I am more likely as a native speaker to say even though in this case. So, although she was tired, comma, she finished her homework. She finished her homework, although she was tired, no comma. But it's more natural as a native speaker to say even though she was tired. Although plus a positive or a negative contrast. Although the restaurant is expensive, the food is excellent. This means that the restaurant has a negative quality, the high price, but it also has a positive quality, the excellent food. The two clauses contain contrasting ideas. The restaurant is expensive is negative, and the food is excellent is positive. Although triggers us to expect a contrast. Although plus a surprising action. Although he knew it was dangerous, he decided to go anyway. Some common collocations with this are although he knew, or although she understood, or although they realized, although I knew what I was getting into, I was still surprised when I got there. So it means he knew about the danger, so we would normally expect him to not go. Nevertheless, he went. Although he knew it was dangerous is a dependent clause. And let's take a look at the sentence again. Although he knew it was dangerous, that's a dependent clause. We set it off with a comma, and then he decided to go anyway is the independent clause. Again, we can switch them and say he decided to go although he knew it was dangerous. And in that case, there would be no comma. Although can act as a concession about someone's ability. What I mean by that is, although she doesn't have much experience, she's very good at managing people. Although she doesn't have much experience, or although he has little experience, these are dependent clauses that are setting a stage to make us understand there's going to be a contrast coming later. This means her lack of experience might normally be considered a weakness, but she is nevertheless good at managing people. So in British English, you might hear the word although at the end of the sentence. In American English, you would not hear this. British, you would say, the movie was a little too long. I enjoyed it, although. In North American English, we would not understand this although at the end of the sentence. So we use although with the be and an adjective. For example, although it's expensive, I bought it. This shows the contrast. It's expensive, that's a bad thing, I bought it. Although plus the subject and the verb, although she studied, she failed. This is an unexpected result. Although is again showing us a contrast. Although plus know, realize, or understand might be that we continued even after the risk. It's an unexpected decision. Although he knew the risks, he continued. Although, and then we follow it with a negative fact. Although he doesn't have experience, now we expect a positive. He performs well. And the British form with the although at the end. I liked it although. It's an informal qualification. Although versus though and even though. So although, though, and even though are closely related. Although is neutral and formal. For example, although it was raining, we went outside. A more conversational tone is though it was raining, we went outside. We went outside though. That one you can use in North American English. And it means, I was thinking we were going to do this. We went outside though, so I didn't understand. And even though has a stronger contrast. Even though it was raining heavily, we went outside. A useful way to remember this contrast is that, or this difference is that although is a contrast. Though is more conversational, and even though is an unexpected contrast. However, we don't use although and even though or but together. For example, although it was raining, but we went outside, we don't say that. We would say, although it was raining, we went outside. Or we would say, it was raining, but we went outside. We don't put although and but in the same sentence. So although is, in my videos, I usually show these, but although is a function word. It doesn't really have a meaning. It just signals us. It just signals us to the fact that there's going to be a contrast. Although. I really hope that you enjoyed this word. Research shows that if you know 3,000 words, then you can pretty much say anything you need to say. I hope I'll see you tomorrow, and please like and subscribe.